going to be two quarterbacks ready to get it done on the gridiron. It's the Cowboys going up against the Eagles. With that, let's get out to Lincoln Financial Field. You are Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Larry. It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look live there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Today, rivals square off in the NFC East, and we've got a great matchup between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. First down, Wentz. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. Give him 13 on the pickup there. And the Eagles are going to have a first down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback that has to slide and find open space to throw.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. And here's a look at the starting offense. Second down following the run. Wentz to throw on second down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. It's a toss right. Ryan Matthews. And they get him down right near the midfield stripe. A nice run there, 9 yards. And it'll be second down.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a game. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Complete on the right side to Green Beckham. That one goes for 24 yards. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged, because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
And now the defense for Dallas.
Morris Claiborne is a former first-round pick at quarterback with skills that can match up with anyone when he's at his best.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. On second down, Ryan Matthews. And he is going to lose yardage here. You know, so much talk about Dallas's offense starting out 7-1, and rightfully so, but this defense, they've been good too.
And there was plenty of angst in the offseason heading into 2016 about that defense. Who was going to rush the passer? Who could cover downfield? A lot of people thought Dallas's defense was going to be their weak link. They're only giving up 17.5 points per game at this stage of the year.
On third and long, it's Wentz. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So now on fourth down, the Eagles will hand things over to their field goal kicker, and that's Caleb Sturgis. From the left hash, this from 46. And Sturgis able to knock it through. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. So the folks here in the stands this afternoon, they're happy about that one. Their guys get the early advantage after the opening drive field goal.
And they should be happy. Their store here today.
Now it's Sturgis converted on the field goal. Now he'll send this one away on the kickoff. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. One man in the backfield, Elliott. He's going to get the football. Stays on his feet. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
Brandon, I can run numbers at you all day long about Ezekiel Elliott against the Browns. 18 carries, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns. But to me, when you watch him play, it's the totality of what he does, whether he has the ball or doesn't.
Well, you mentioned the numbers. He was happy to be back home in Ohio. Of course, he was an Ohio State Buckeye. Big numbers, 2 scores. What a rookie season now. 891 in the yardage category so far. They go to Elliott again. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. And a look at the offense that is hoping to put some points up in bunches here in this one. The play clock's running down. Now Prescott, complete to Jason Witten. The 12 yards that time and picking up the first.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, and that was a nice job of improvising, but it's not normal. Usually when the screen pass is taken away, you're talking just throw the ball at the ground at the feet of the receiver so that you don't get it intercepted and just start over, but he ended up finding another receiver.
Carry by Elliott. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
And that's the type of play that'll fire up the defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, but they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out. Elliott. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Malcolm Jenkins up to make the stop.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And this defense looks for one more stop here on 3rd after the run. Play clock winding down. Here's Prescott. He completes it to Bryant. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Now a play fake here is out of bounds inside the 30. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll make it second down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Now back to the ground with Elliott. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
2 minutes gone by, second quarter. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster. It all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. And now the passing game here in the second quarter is starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
The offense operating inside the 10 at the 8 here. It's first and goal. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard that time. Second and goal.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Drops it underneath to Elliott. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that is going to set up third and goal.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They'll look to throw on third and goal. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Jason Witten, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys have retaken the lead. So on third and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Back out now come the Philadelphia Eagles, and we noted earlier they're 4-4. It's interesting, they started 3-0, a couple great wins in there, one over the Steelers, but now they've lost 4 or 5. What do you make of this team?
I still think this is a very good, much improved Philadelphia team over last season. I think that they can do things on offense that they couldn't do before just by style. And defensively, they're much more rested, so they play better. But they're in a really tough division. Going into last weekend, every team in the NFC East was above 500. The only division in the NFL that could boast that number.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Well, it was a good week for Stanford tight ends. Austin Hooper, Levine Toilolo got into the end zone for Atlanta, and Zach Ertz, he had a great game for Philly.
And these guys stick together as a fraternity, too. I had a game a few weeks ago and saw Zach Ertz, and he started asking me questions about the other guys. Have you seen this guy? Have you seen that guy? Amazingly enough, they were all Stanford tight ends. They stick together really well, and they play well, too.
Give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it a second down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Throwing on first is Wentz. Oh, he can't hang on. That was a dream chance for any D lineman to possibly get a pick, but instead it falls down incomplete. Back to the air on second down. Wentz. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
And the next snap coming inside the red zone here. One receiver left, 2 to the right.
Here we go now.
Again, they'll throw with Wentz. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Not going to get him in as he stopped right at about the line of scrimmage. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They've gotten it to the 1. Can they get that final yard here on 3rd and goal? They'll try and run it now with Sproles. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Darren Sproles in the final seconds of the first half. And the Eagles have retaken the lead. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. Touchdown, it's Sturgis to send it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. And out here come the Cowboys. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
And on the left side, he's got Witten. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Simple slant route, and partner, really nice hard throw by the quarterback.
Nice timing between the quarterback and the receiver. They were perfectly in sync, and he put it right on him on the inside route.
They come out here in the eye. Again to Elliott, and he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Well, Brandon, so much for halftime adjustments. They still can't get anything going on the ground. It may be time to loosen things up and start flinging it around a little bit.
Here's Prescott. And it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it first and goal.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
And there it was right in front of us. Today's NFL, these guys nowadays, they don't just eat up space. They try and get upfield and make plays in the backfield.
Shift together here from the D-line. Second and goal. Defense digging in again here. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Ryan Matthews taking it in from a yard out. And the Eagles take advantage of good field position on the turnover to cash this one in. It's good to make it 17-7. Touchdown. It's Sturgis to send it away. Now it's Lucky Whitehead on a return. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Complete to Gavin Escobar, the tight end. 22 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be a Dallas first down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense, and and reading your keys. You always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Time running out here on the play clock. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And Bryant's got it over the middle. The 20. Des Bryant with nothing but green grass ahead of him. Touchdown, Cowboys. Des Bryant, 50 yards. And the Cowboys draw a bit closer. And this is up and good to make it a set. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Well, we've got a second. Let's discuss what our crew was talking about before the game. Best quarterback so far in the league. Some thought Dak Prescott. Some thought Matt Ryan. There were a few Matthew Stafford picks in there. What do you think?
There were some pitch battles going on, weren't there? I'm just glad that they calmed down so we could actually do this game. But I think Matt Ryan, with great help from Julio Jones, has to be one of the top guys to discuss. You mentioned Dak, but how about Ezekiel Elliott powering Dallas? And Matthew Stafford does not get enough attention. If Detroit keeps winning, he'll be in that race.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete.